Okay, so this is a deliciously low budget film called How to Do a Top Knot, as I have a piece of hair sticking out of the middle of my head. And I just figured that I've had several girlfriends who've asked about doing a top knot, and several others who have said that they wished they could do it. And it's really simple, so I think it's silly to feel like you can't. So I thought I would show you how I do it. And I have gotten some tips from my girlfriends who rocked a top knot better than I was doing when I first thought I was doing it. And so I'm totally gonna tell you what they told me, and you can pretend that I knew it all and I'm a genius, but I'm not. That's why you have girlfriends. So what's already in my hair is my dry shampoo. It's called the All Nighter. You can get it online if you Google search the All Nighter. It's a dry shampoo that is kind of like a baby powder. It's in powder form instead of a spray can like you can get at the store. It's a small can, but I've had this thing, gosh, for at least 5 years. And I think it was probably 20 or 25 bucks. But that's $5 a year. Beat that. It also comes in different colors, so you can choose the shade of your hair and buy the shade that you need. So I start with the all-nighter. It's already in the crown. I do that just so it can grip, and the grittier the better. That's why top knots rock, because if you're having a crappy hair day or if you haven't washed your hair in 4 days, the top knot still rocks. So you start, the difference between a top knot and a bun is that the top knot is on the top of your head and a bun is kind of in the back. So I prefer the top. I think it defines cheekbones better and just is a little more style forward, I guess. And a little less ballerina-y, although there's nothing wrong with being a ballerina. So I start by putting all of my hair kind of in a ponytail on the top of my head. So it looks like that, and it doesn't really need to be smooth. There's, I guess, two schools of thought for a top knot. You can do the messy kind or the sleek kind where everything is sprayed down. And depending on my mood and depending on how my hair works, I take turns. Some days it's really messy, and some days it's very sleek. So that's on the top of my head, and I have bangs, but I just tuck them up there too. And you can smooth them out later, and I'm gonna rough things up a little bit, and bobby pins do miracles. So this isn't perfect. I mean, I've got bubbles out the side of my head there, some wings, that's always a good time, and there are my bangs sticking straight up in the middle, right? So here we are, the ponytail's in the middle of the top of my head, and I didn't have to do this step. This is nice. This is one of the tips that was given to me by one of my girlfriends, and she recommended to braid the ponytail, and that was something that I didn't have to do until my hair was pretty long. When it was a couple inches shorter than it is now, I found if I just kind of, twisted it, that worked. But the twist isn't enough to keep all of my different layers and the flyaways in. So try it either way that works for you. But I do a braid from this point. And it's messy and it's imperfect. And I've played around with how loose and how tight the braid is. And I usually end up liking a looser braid better. But it kind of goes on how your hair feels that day, right? Do you love how your hair has personality of its own? Okay, so that ended up being a little tighter than I meant to. Okay, so at this point I've got my braided ponytail here. I should stop here, don't you think? That'd be awesome. Just kidding. Put your hand at the top of the ponytail, and I just hold on to it, and then I use my hand to wrap the ponytail around it, and then I grab a hold of it again and wrap it, and I'm winding down so that where I started is the top part and where I'm ending is the bottom, kind of like putting the Christmas lights on a Christmas tree if you were to start from the top. And if you can see, this is the tail of it, and I'm just tucking it up there under the bun so it disappears. It doesn't stay, but then you take bobby pins and you just kind of start from where your hair, a couple inches before your hair ends, and start putting them in to keep the end of your ponytail tucked underneath so you can't see it. So it just looks like a round bun. Now I have, you know, flyaways here and the loop isn't right there, and this is wrapped tighter than these two. And just play with it. Yank on it, pull on it. I'll probably try to hide this guy and tuck him in. Some days it bothers me if this top knot sticks, like the top part is like a little loop. See this, well, from the side it looks okay, but from the front it looks kind of weird. So you can retuck it if you want, or just work with it and see if you can tuck that in. There, see, that worked. Just tuck it. And then I usually take my hands and pull the ends down a little bit so it's not plastered to my head. And then you can take hairspray and spray back your flyaways, because I've still got some. And that'll do it. So there's the top knot, and like I said, you could rewrap it if you don't like that this little thing is out. If my hair did not have the ombre thing going on, you probably wouldn't really be able to tell. But I think because the ends are dyed, there, that's so much better. Oh, ha! Yeah, right? See? Just play with it. You really can't mess up, but then you can go away and throw on a necklace, and a button-down shirt becomes the outfit of the day, and it looks like you did your hair, but you really didn't. So there's the top knot. Enjoy.